What are these things? I haven't a clue what these things are. All I know is what I've seen firsthand, and that's obviously enough to let me know that they're real, and they live amongst us. Whether they live here full-time or part-time, I haven't a clue. I don't have the answers. When I have time, I'll dig and dig outside the box. I'll seek out far more intelligent people than I am and see what kind of time they've put in to find out answers for themselves in this topic and other topics. And along that journey, my theories, my own thoughts as to what these things have somewhat changed, and potentially I may be becoming a little more alarmed in a way, maybe, at the more things that I learn and discover and find out on my own from other people. I'm definitely not a religious man as far as religions go. I've never read the Bible. My curiosity to read the Bible is probably 10 times more than it was maybe a year ago, and I think I will, just to seek some more potential clues out as to what these beings are. One thing for certain is we as a group, a population, whatever really truly is going on the face of this planet today, we are being kept away from it. We are being kept away from the truth for whatever the reasons those are. I haven't a clue. I do believe there is a good against evil battle going on somewhere on this planet, a lot larger than most of us are aware of. I'm being more and more convinced of that easily, actually, as I go, digging up my own information, digging up my own clues to figure out not only what these beings are, but what the hell's going on. You know, what is our true story, what's really truly going on in the background, and how we can find out the truth about what's going on. Because there's very, very, very many things going on in life that are actually quite alarming, and they're factual, and the information is being withheld from the population. There's men like David Paulides. You've probably seen him online. Check him out. A lot of his stuff is very, very interesting, fact-based, and alarming. There's various people. I'm not going to tell people what to think or where to go or what to do. I'm not an authority on anything. I'm just another human being, curious, learning being. I'm just another curious human being learning about things myself on my own. I seek out my own knowledge. I don't let anybody feed or dictate anything to me in life. Nothing. I seek it out myself. I think for myself. And it's impossible for me to follow. I don't follow anyone. I can't. I'm not a follower in any way, absolute any form. I'm just not. It's just the way it is. As far as these beings go, the majority of human beings today, they have the same standard, easy questions without the proper answers. The method to which knowledge has been delivered to us as we're little children is all quite simple, really, if it's compared to what may possibly really, truly be going on in the world today, And the questions and the theories and the answers to why these beings can't exist are actually very, very simple and cut and dry. A lot of people say, well, we haven't found any bones, there's no fossils. No, there's no bones found. They're not finding any remains in the ground, so therefore they can't exist. Well, it's surprising how many people think that and think, okay, well, there's the answer. They haven't dug up a carcass, they haven't dug up some fossil evidence, so therefore they can't exist. And their brains will shut down, and that's as far as they can go. Where my brain goes, okay, obviously that's not where the answers are. The answers aren't in the ground from us looking down. We've got to start looking somewhere else. We've got to start looking places where we either don't know how to look or haven't discovered how to look there yet. But there is an answer. There's answers, and we are either not capable of, or we don't have the knowledge yet to find those answers out for ourselves. We're still kicking in the dirt, looking down on the ground. Meanwhile, obviously, we are supposed to be looking somewhere else, because looking in the ground and looking in the dirt isn't doing shit for us, okay? And just because human beings can't find evidence in the rocks and the dirt, it doesn't mean that something's not possible, something doesn't exist. That's just silly. It means that we are so simple that that's all we got so far. All we can do is look in the ground and dig. You know what I mean? You got to be able to think outside the box a little bit. Just get outside of that simple route of thinking about the answers that are available today, the simple answers. We're doing the exact same shit. We're doing the exact same things. We're looking in the same lame-ass places which aren't turning up anything. So our brains, on average, are telling us, well, okay, well, it's impossible then. But these beings are here and they are existing. There's no way getting out of it. Believe me, numerous times I wish to frickin' hell I didn't see these damn things, but I did, and that's all there is to it. And I'm not going to be scared to admit it. I'm not going to be scared to share it. And I'm definitely going to stand up for those people who are messed up from seeing these damn things. Another example of how simple many of us are, even today, how many people will throw down a comment and blurt out, there's a million cell phones in the world today. Everybody's got a dash cam. Everybody's got a camcorder. There'd be one on film by now. Okay. Well, just because there isn't numerous clear photos on dash cams, cell phones, or camcorders, that's not the end of the line. That's not it. As far as what these beings are, some of the facts and the little tidbits of evidence I've dug up myself, yes, there is DNA. They have found and acquired DNA samples from all around the world from these things, and the DNA consistently comes up human, female, and the male origin is unknown. And that is a fact. And no, I'm not going to go dig up and do the Google for you. Spell it out yourself. Googleit. Okay? Google it. Start digging yourself. If you have an honest curiosity in this topic, you can find all the answers that you think aren't available right now. They're there. There's many credible people with the answers. They got the DNA. Yes, there's blood. Yes, there's hair. Yes, there's photographs. Yes, there's numerous videos. Okay? There are, and they are available. You just haven't looked for them. So please, stop making a douche out of yourself and dictating to the world. There is no DNA, there is no blood, there's no pictures, there's no video. Because there is, and there's lots of it. The scientific community is shunning these beings for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know why yet, but I think I may be getting closer to my own theories of why and what these things are. And it is a little upsetting and alarming. The Nephilim, if you are familiar with what a Nephilim is, figure it out. I'm somewhat possibly leaning towards that as part of the solid answer. And one of the numerous missing pieces of the pie, the Nephilim seems to be the fight between good and evil. That's got a big chunk of where my brain's leaning towards. I have a lot more digging to do myself yet. I have a lot more digging to do. Back in the early days when I met up with Dr. John Bindernagel, and I'm obviously a hunting guide back then as well, and my brain was a little more limited back then with knowledge, and I had a big elaborate plan. I was going to go up to one of the inlets, Tobe Inlet or something, and get a dummy that looked like a Sasquatch planted out in the middle of the field and let some human baby recordings rip and hide in the bushes with a video camera and get one like nothing. And believe me, these things aren't an animal. It's not that easy. These things are some kind of intelligent being. They have speech, they think, and they outclass us 500% in their element. That's all there is to it. But I don't have the answers. I don't know what these are yet. Do I even want to know? Well, yeah, I'm a pretty curious guy. I'd like to find out exactly what it is these things are. Do all the stick, tree breaks and stick structures. Am I even curious about the stick structures and tree breaks? Not even the slightest. I don't care. I just accept that as part of what goes with the turf. Whatever reason they're doing that, they're doing it, and it's no big deal to me. I don't really give a shit. And it doesn't freak me out. It doesn't get any attention from me at all. Footprints, they are what they are. There's been thousands and thousands of footprints found, photographic cast. It is what it is. It's been repeated thousands of times. It doesn't interest me the slightest. I'm looking at a bigger picture now. I'm trying to expand my mind, be open, and I'm looking at all different angles and investigating myself. And mostly, though, I am intentionally seeking out very, very intelligent people that I don't know, obviously. And I'm trying to listen to what they have to say, listen to their knowledge, and piece together this puzzle for myself to take in and accept and figure out. But another thing a doctor friend of mine told me, we're discussing this topic, and he said flat out, he says, what, Steve, it takes a lot of time. This topic takes time. and your average person doesn't have the time for it. It just takes a lot of time to look into it, a lot of time and energy to discuss it, to be curious about it when life is ripping in the fast lane, and we have to make ends meet and work our asses off and take care of our families and business, and not really have that much time to look into these things. And I think what it boils down to, though, is the people who are truly in power, they don't want us to have the time to learn. I have a feeling if the population gained the actual true knowledge of what's going on this planet, the people in power would be in big, big trouble in a very short time. And that is one thing that I am 110% certain of. And it's kind of unfortunate. I don't know what it would take to turn it around. I am a firm believer that if you took all of the people who are in extreme massive power on the face of this planet, took them all and put them in a jar and sunk them in the ocean, and we started again, we would be very, very, very well off and better off without them. But we aren't, and we got to deal with the planet the way it is today because of them, and find our own ways. But, so, what are these things? What are these beings? I don't know. Looking down at the ground is definitely not going to bring you the answers. It's definitely not going to bring me the answers. Wasting time looking at shadows in the forest and videos of shadows, even in pieces and bits of Sasquatch beings in the forest, looking at the footprints, looking at tree breaks and stick structures, that ain't going to do shit. Okay? That's very, very simple examples of signs of them around us. It doesn't really mean much, and it doesn't get my attention because they are not going to supply us with the answers. There's something a lot larger going on with these things. I don't even, what do I say to add to that? I just know there's something a lot larger going on than we're aware of. I'm certain of that. I'm just not quite certain what yet. But I'm definitely, when I have spare time, I'm digging nonstop, and I'm looking into it. And I'm listening to intelligent people who think for themselves and are free of the power train that's overriding the planet today. So, and no, once again, for all you keyboard warriors who might possibly be sitting there watching me speak and listening to me right now, don't even think for 1 second of demanding I supply you with anything. If you are curious on this topic or any other topic on the planet, get off your soggy ass and start digging, and you donate your time to figure it out, okay? And open up your brain and use it. And that's about the only thing I can pass on to the majority of people right now is open up your brain, think for yourself, and start digging, and don't stop if you have the time and if you have a true curiosity for some real answers of some real facts of what's going on. And on that note, I met a woman a while back who's authored like 6 books, very, very intelligent lady, and she basically summed it up in a few sentences for me by saying, you know, the answers are out there. The deeper you dig, the scarier it gets. And we all are, obviously we have the choice of living our lives comfortably, safe like this, carrying on through life not knowing the answers and being content with not knowing the answers, and that's a comfortable, happy existence. But she also added into, for those people who want to continue to dig deep, that you are possibly going to be quite alarmed, if not scared, and a little bewildered at some of the answers you're going to come up with and some of the things that are actually going on the face of the planet today, especially here in North America. There's a lot of unsettling, upsetting things going on, and that's for certain. But yeah. But anyways, I think that's all I can offer up right now. I don't really have the answers to what these damn things are. But if you do have a curiosity, just think out of the box, open up your brain, and seek out intelligent people and facts, and stay away from TV, stay away from news, stay away from news sources at all costs. Don't waste your brain listening to those idiots. Shut off the television. Just do it. Save yourself, save your children, shut the television off, and seek out true knowledge and lead yourself and figure out things for yourself. That's the only way. If you need to be content and find some kind of ease with your mind as it's driving you nuts being curious, like mine and many others do. It's a crazy life. But anyway, good luck out there, and that's all I got, and I will be back hopefully with more interesting things to share with you guys. Definitely more stories, more adventure stories, and I will be sharing more Sasquatch encounter stories as they come into me from all of you good, honest, hardworking people out there. All right. Take care. Be safe.